Businesses all across the planet are looking to make connections with people. Well, guess what? Divine Connections magazine is helping businesses not only walk in their purpose and passion, but to get connected to their potential. That's right. You've got to connect to your potential, and you can make it happen now because it is time to know your worth. As you get connected to people all across the planet, Divine Connections magazine will make it happen. And get featured in the magazine today and get your copy now, because there's no other time than a divine time to get connected to Divine Connections magazine.
Hey everybody, there is still time to grab your copy of Surviving Tough Times. I need your thoughts. Together my thoughts and your thoughts become our thoughts, so we can march towards a oneness that allows everyone to be understood. That's the plan, ensuring that our children's children's children will live hand in hand. So grab your copy today at Amazon.com or visit us at www.misunderstooda.com. That's www.misunderstooda.com.
Great day, everyone. This is Dolores Williams with Divine Connection. Hope all is well. Make sure you like and share this broadcast. Divine Connection is a magazine that comes out quarterly in print as well as online. We connect with different businesses, entrepreneurs, gospel artists, praise dance, mimes, authors, anybody that's doing something great in the community. It comes out quarterly in print as well as online. So if you would like to be a part, be featured in the magazine, we would love for you to be a part. Just email Divine Connections Magazine at gmail.com and let's have a conversation. So how do you stay connected with Divine Connections? For news and updates, go to our website and subscribe to our email list at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. And then on Facebook, you can connect with us at Divine Connections Marketing. On Instagram, one word, Divine Connections. And then on YouTube, The Divine Connections. And also click on that notification button as well, so you can stay connected of what is going on with Divine Connections. Also, the magazine comes out quarterly. So this is September, my birthday month, which is so excited about, the 9th month. And this is also our quarterly magazine for this quarter. So if you would like to get your copy, go to divineconnectionsmagazine.com/subscriptions and order your copy. And our magazines are only $12. Also, if you would like to be a sponsor on this show, you can get a spot before or after the interview for a 30-second spot. And it will run for 3 months because we want to help you get your word out there. And so as I continue to spread the good news of who is making it happen, your commercial will be played before or after the interview. And so that's a 3-month agreement for only $150. And we can have your 30-second commercial running during our interviews as well. So if you'd like to be a sponsor, email divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com. So what is going on? What is next? Also, October the 23rd is my next big event, Divine Connections Pop-Up. So I am looking for vendors. So vendors, if you would like to be a part, text me at 336-338-8903. Let me know what you do. I will give you information on vending. And also we will have praise dance groups and mime groups as well. I have 2 more spots for praise dancers and 2 more spots for mime ministries. And for that is registration for the mime and praise dance ministries are only $25 to register. And the other great thing about it is, for this event for the community, it is free. You just have to register because we want to bring people together to come and support these small businesses as well as enjoy the ministries as well. All right. So if you would like to go and get your free registration done, it's bit.ly/FREEOCT23 event. All right. And just go ahead and register and we will see you there. Again, that's Saturday, October 23rd. At 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Mebane Art Center in Mebane, which is not that far from Burlington, North Carolina. So if you're in the Durham area, if you're in the Greensboro, High Point area, Triangle area, come on out. If you want to travel, come on out. It will be matched up in social distancing as well. Awesome, awesome. So we also have, if you need a 30-second or a 60-second commercial for your business, your ministry, your book, your gospel artist, praise dance, or mom, we got you. We got you covered. We love to serve you and create a custom cutting edge video for you. So just email Divine Connections Magazine at gmail.com. Last but not least, I am honored to be nominated for the Dunamis Gospel Awards.org. You will see the category of media publication of the year. And you would see Divine Connection. So once you click that name, it is unlimited. However, you have to vote in every category, pick somebody, be a blessing to somebody, even if you don't know somebody in that category. And then when you get down to media publication of the year, click Divine Connections. Okay. And we have until now, until October the 3rd. October the 8th, is when voting ends with that. And so I greatly appreciate you in advance. So excited. And so now I can introduce to you my special guest for today, Miss, hopefully I'm saying this right. I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say Miss McNair. I don't want to mess up her first name. So I'm going to bring her on. How are you?
Hello, Dolores. How are you?
I am good. I didn't want to mess up your name.
It's okay. It's Dalanda.
Dalanda. That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
yes.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, welcome, welcome. And we were just talking about how we met. We met at the Year of the Black Entrepreneur event, held by Mr. Ryan Ray, a great, great, great man to connect with and a great organization to connect with. And so this is where I met her. I love networking. So share with the audience a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and a little bit about, who you are and what you do.
Cool, cool. Okay, so I am originally from Roper, North Carolina. Let's see. I am a full-time caregiver to my mother, who now lives with me. She started living with me in 2012. And
Mm-hmm.
my longest work career history is property and casualty insurance. So I'm a
Okay.
licensed insurance agent. I did that for a little over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I started writing in 1995. And it's crazy because at that time, I started off in the travel and tourism
Mm.
industry. So my first true career job, so I thought it was my career job, was a flight attendant. So I
Oh.
was a flight attendant for 2 short years. I was based
Mm-hmm.
in Miami. So I lived my first year in Miami and my second year in Nashville, Tennessee. Then some things happened in my family. I realized, wait a minute, you know what? I don't have enough family time and too much is happening. So I
Mm.
let that job go and I went on to the travel and tourism side of that industry for another 2 years. And then I finally got the picture like, no, you're still too far from home. So I
Mm.
ended up coming back to North Carolina. And that's when insurance, property and casualty insurance found me because I had no clue whatsoever other than knowing that I needed it for my home and my vehicle. I didn't know too
Yeah.
much more about insurance. So when I came back to North Carolina, I started off in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and
Mm.
this small insurance company. I just went there because I needed to make sure my insurance and my car and all that stuff was paid. And
Mm-hmm.
the owner came to me one day. He was like, "Delanda, don't get comfortable answering the phones because you're going to get your license." And I'm like, "You're right." So
Mm-hmm.
fast forward, he came and dropped the packet in front of me and told me when my classes was going to start. And I was like, wait a minute. And then he was like, your class will start on this date. You show up at this time at this address and you're going to class for a week. So yeah, so he pushed me to get my license, which was really cool because I really didn't know that I really need to be open to other areas of and different careers because my,
Mm-hmm.
my focus was truly on just travel and tourism. I wanted to do something that gave me access to travel.
Mm-hmm.
And but I appreciated him pushing me like that because like I said, I worked in insurance for over 20 years. So
Mm-hmm.
it's really cool. And right now my focus is writing and my mother. So I
Yeah.
currently have two published books. The first one is, let me see if I can get this in here right. Farther Than the Eyes Can See.
Okay. Yes.
That was the first one. And then the second one is You Taught Me.
Mm.
And these are all God inspired writings. I did not, first of all, I have never even journaled.
Okay.
So I never journaled before these writings start coming to me. And basically, I had a conversation with with my younger sister. That conversation extended to a dream one night, and from
Mm.
there, it's like God was just downloading this information into my head, like, and it was like a movie playing out. So finally, I
Mm.
got to the point, like, okay, fine, let me write out all these things that's coming to me in this dream. So it's like I was seeing it in my dream. I was talking about it to my younger sister, and then I was writing it out. And each
Mm.
time I went through that three-step process, it's like the next night my dream continued. Like it was like, okay, next part, next part, next part. So I didn't do a whole lot of research for these books and this title and these characters. It was all God given and God inspired.
Mm.
And yes, and what's so crazy about it is, I when I first published the first book the first book was published in 2013. Farther
Mhm.
Than the Eyes Can See, 2013 it was published. My mother had a stroke. She came to
Mm.
visit us one weekend and she never went back home because she
Mm.
had that stroke, and then it left her in the state that she wasn't able to go back home and just pick up life as normal.
Yeah.
So when that took place, I didn't even realize that previously, way back when I started writing and putting all these notes together for the book, that I was writing about a scene that will one day kind of resemble my life. Because in
Wow.
Farther Than the Eyes Can See, yes, and
Mhm.
Farther Than the Eyes Can See, just to say a little bit about that particular book, the father is a single dad. His wife died earlier in childbirth. So he's a single dad of one, and he has a son, and it's like the last day of school for his son. And then when it's time for his son has gone to like close out everything at work, it was his last day at work. He was going to transition to college, but he never went up to college because he got a call saying that when his father went to walk to the end of the street to the mailbox, he wasn't able to walk back because he collapsed with a stroke. Girl, that
Wow.
was in my writings, and I had never even been
Wow.
directly connected to someone who had a stroke, let
Mhm.
alone to fast forward in life. My mom would live out, she would come
Yeah.
here to visit just for a week, so she
Mhm.
thought, and then never go home and end up being like my roommate, so to speak, for the
Yeah.
next however long. So it's interesting that I learned, because when I wrote the book, I never took time to actually read it as a reader takes on a book and just go along for the journey. I was just
Mhm.
writing, I was just executing. I had the opportunity to actually read it as a true reader for the journey, the read of the journey. And it was interesting how much of the book is like a residue of me and just little pieces that I didn't even realize I was writing when I was writing it. So again, it was all God inspired on both and on all the titles, and it basically gives you the opportunity to, it focuses on forgiveness, redemption, and love, the first book.
Mhm.
And a lot of times, sometimes we don't even realize that we're having a challenge in forgiving someone, whether it's ourselves or someone else.
Mhm.
And forgiveness is necessary. Because if you
Mhm.
don't extend it, or don't allow yourself to receive it, in some way it snuffs out the best quality of your life. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
depending on the situation, depending on if it's a person that's right there close that you get to see every day, or
Mhm.
someone that's miles away, but there are certain things that you look at or you hear, it takes you right back to that situation. And it could be
Mhm.
so much easier if you at least say what needs to be said and extend the forgiveness, receive the forgiveness, and it gives you the opportunity to have some sense of closure. I
Mhm.
get that depending on it may not be as easy, and it may not happen as easy as saying, okay, today, Dolores, I forgive you for stepping on my throat today. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It may
Yeah.
not be that
Yeah.
simple, but at least it allows you to start, it
Yeah.
gives you
Yeah.
that starting point, and it begins the open door of healing, because basically the way I see it, that's where extending and receiving forgiveness is. It is a gift
Mhm.
of healing both to you and that person.
Yeah.
So that's what the first book was about. And then the second book talks about second chances, because sometimes, be it us or the people around us, we snuff out the opportunity for those second chances that God keeps wanting to give us. Nobody's
Mm.
perfect. He never told us to be perfect. He just told us to
Right.
be obedient. And and in the process of us falling short of doing that, he knew it was going to happen, because he told us, okay, well, fine. When you do, this is what you know.
Right,
It's
right,
funny.
right.
God, he says, look, when you do, because look, it's going to happen. But
Yeah.
sometimes we have this certain level, be it consciously or unconsciously, and we have this certain level of expectation of perfection of ourselves or of
Mm-hmm.
someone around us that we know or think they can do better, that it keeps us from extending and receiving a second chance. We are not always as gracious about extending and receiving a second chance as God is to us.
Mm-hmm.
So when you don't realize that you haven't forgiven yourself for something, it blocks you from moving on. And then
Mm.
if you don't realize, hey, Delanda, a year ago when you did this or when you did not do this, I forgive you, because you should
Yeah.
have done this and it would have set you up for a certain opportunity that you missed. But okay, today is
Mm-hmm.
a new day. I forgive myself for that. And
Yeah.
let's just be open to the next, to the now. And when you allow yourself to forgive yourself and be open to the next and to now, you don't even realize that you just opened the door to your second chance as well. So it's
Mm.
interesting that it all ties together to some degree.
I love it. I love it. So, did you
Yeah.
self-publish your book?
So the first title, excuse me, Farther Than the Eyes Can See, I went through a self-publishing company, which was Zulon Press. But with the
Mm-hmm.
second one, I took time. What I had more of an idea of what the process was, going back and forth with the process of the first one. So I actually stepped out on a limb or faith, and rather, and I did actually self-publish completely the second book. So the thing
Mm-hmm.
is, with the first book, because I was such a behind the scenes person, I was kind of leery of putting my name and picture on a book and publishing a book.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not enjoy the journey of the process of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It was just, I just had so many question marks about the whole process. However, fast forward into the second book, I enjoyed like every step of it, even the long late nights. Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy. And at that time, like currently, I do not work outside my home. But at the time when I was putting together the second book, I still worked outside my home. So it's like I
Mm-hmm.
had the 8 to 5, coming home, plugging in the 5 to whenever for my mother, and then making it upstairs, and then trying plugging me in
Yeah.
for the things I need to get done. But I never missed a beat. Like it's
Yeah.
like I did have lots of long nights, but I didn't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not
Mm-hmm.
like the next morning I was grudging, like didn't want to get up. I mean, I went to bed with a pad and pen, and it's like God was like, just again, like I said, He was downloading. So there were
Yeah.
mornings that I would get up. It could be like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and go. And at that time, I had like a desktop computer, so I would go to the other room, plug it, turn it on, and wait for it to boot up, because it didn't automatically come
Yeah.
on like your
Yeah.
laptop
Yeah.
does now. And I could be there until like 3 o'clock in the morning, not even realize it. And
Mm.
then, and it's funny because I would simply put my hands on the keyboard and He would just flow through me. And
Mm.
then He gave me that point of like, okay. And I'm like, okay, I'll save it, and I come back and get in bed and never miss a beat, and get up in the next morning like at 5:30 or 6, and go ahead and so it was funny. And I didn't even realize my timelines on these mornings
Yeah.
when I was getting up, because I wasn't really turning on lights and looking around. I was like, okay, let me go on here to the computer, and you don't really need lights for that. So I was having the notations when I would go into my writing. I was like, oh, wait a minute, I came in at what time, because it was showing me where I updated and changed things. And that's
Mm.
how I knew my timeline, because other than that, I wouldn't have known. So yes,
Wow.
I was writing. I had the pad. Some mornings He would just let me write notes. So I
Mhm.
wouldn't even open my eyes, girl. I would take
Wow.
my hand and drag across the pad with the pen and write like this and turn over and go back to sleep. So it just depended on what He was downloading in the mornings.
Yeah.
So
Love
I
it.
truly enjoyed every process of the second book,
Mm-hmm.
writing it and putting it together, making seeing it go from A to Z But it were a lot of things that I missed in the process of the first book.
Wow, awesome. I'm enjoying just hearing your process and how you did things and but how you were tuned in to when you needed to, how God kind of woke you up and tuned in to what you needed to do when you needed to do it. And then to
You
also
know,
keep
it's
the flow of your
the
just
thing
life,
is,
bro.
here's the thing. It's funny that you said it, to keep the flow of my life, because it all meshed. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm,
saying? It's funny.
mm-hmm.
It's like putting on a shirt, and you put your arm in first, you put your
Right,
other arm in, and then that's really what it felt like. Okay, well, that arm is done, that arm's done, the head is in. Okay, now
right.
it's on my body. Okay, we good. So
Yeah.
it never felt like different. It was just the flow of the day for me. When I
Mm-hmm,
finally said, okay, God, when I got over putting my face and name on a book, because again, I told you I was challenged, I was struggling with that in the beginning,
mm-hmm,
because I'm like, well, okay, fine, Lord. I finally said, okay, fine. If you put it here, I'll write it, but it will not have my name and it will not have my picture.
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
my younger sister was talking to me one time, and she was to some degree my accountability partner, because she was like, okay, well, what you get done today? Like, how far have you gotten? What did you do this and do you? So I'm like, yeah, okay. So I was on point with her questions, and then one day she was finally like, okay, I'm proud of you. And then she was like, you're almost done. And she was like, I
Yeah.
could just see you now doing like an interview, like an open panel. They asking you questions. I'm like, no, because it will not have my name and it will not have my face. So I will not have to do
Mm-hmm,
interviews. And then she was like, well, wait a minute. She was like, if God directly gave it to you, how dare
mm-hmm.
you put some fictitious name on it and hide behind some person that don't exist? And I'm like,
Oh,
wait a minute. I said,
wow.
what? I said, first of all, it don't have anything to do with God. I said, do, but it doesn't. I said, second of all, it's not completely a fictitious name. It's like it's my name, and it was like my mom's name, part of my mom's name, and part of my name. I said, so
Mm-hmm,
it's like it's not really a fictitious name. She's like, you know what? That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm not gonna say anymore. So she just
uh-huh.
left me with that, and I'm sitting here like I was on like a pause mode for a second, because I'm thinking,
Yeah.
well, Lord, am I really hiding? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, God, really? Because the book is going to read the same. It doesn't have to have my name. Like, the
Mm-hmm.
message is a message. And then it was like just silence. And I couldn't move. I was just like, and then I was like,
Oh.
fine. I was like, okay, fine, God. Like, I really got to put my name and picture up there. I said, okay, fine. I put my name and picture, but it's going to be a really small picture. So on the first book, it has my
Uh-huh.
name, it has my picture, but it's a really small picture. But I got
Mhm.
over all of that by the second book, and like even now, like I was challenged in doing proper promotions for the first book, because again, I didn't want to. I was not comfortable with what we're doing right now. I'm talking to
Mhm.
you. I have no idea how many eyes is going to see this or how many
Yeah,
ears are going to hear this right now.
that's
But
right.
that's not for me to think about. But before, I was straight up thinking about that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like concerned about am I going to talk perfectly, or am I going to be too wordy? Am I going to talk too much? I'm like, you know what?
Just
Yeah.
flow with
So those things were keeping. Yes, they were keeping me from doing like the promotions, or even like little short videos. Like, hey, hello, the books are here. This is what they're about. So I'm getting so much better now,
it.
and just
Hmm.
doing little short live videos and reminding people, hey, these books are available, and this is what they do, and this is
Yeah.
what they're about, and this is what I've been. This is the feedback. So it's getting better and better over the course of time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, anything else you have coming up? Well, let's give some contact information first. How people can contact you and how they can get the book.
Okay, so if you are interested in getting an autograph copy, what you can do is you can either Venmo me at the @ sign Dalanda McNair. You can cash at me $ Dalanda McNair, and the books are $20 each. If you are not interested in an autograph copy, they are both available on Amazon. So you can order each book on Amazon. You can
Hmm.
also connect with me on Instagram. So Instagram, it is at Dalanda McNair. On
Hmm.
Facebook, you can contact me. My personal page is just Dee McNair. However, my business page for the book is author, Dalanda McNair. So between all of those, you can contact me.
Awesome. And what do you have coming up between now and the end of the year? Anything?
Okay, yes. So right now, I just completed a project. I was working with a project from the mastermind of I Am Beautiful, the movement. Her name is Tashana Richardson. So she just put together the first time ever I Am Beautiful daily inspirational journal. So I had the
Hmm.
opportunity myself, along with a few other business owners, had an opportunity to take part in that. So right now we are in the pre-order stages of the I Am Beautiful journal. Again, if you're interested in ordering one of those, you can do so by either Cash App or Venmo. That book is, I think, is $19.99, and
Mm-hmm.
you will see that information on either my Facebook or IG account too. I am
Mm-hmm.
also, I had the opportunity to work alongside of Miss Verlisa Wilson. She spearheaded the Dear Daughter anthology, and basically that book is about, it's a collection of authors that came together and did a book. And what we're doing is we're talking to our younger our younger
Mm-hmm.
selves. So having for at a, whatever point that we are in right now, as we look back over the course and stages of our life, what would we tell us? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's like an open letter to ourselves and to the young women that are coming up now. So yes, I have Farther Than the Eyes Can See. I have You Taught Me. I have the I Am Beautiful daily inspirational journal, and I have the Dear Daughter anthology, and it's set to be published in this November. Yep.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to all of that. Wonderful.
Thank
That
you.
sounds good. That sounds good. I love everything that you're doing and the people that you're connecting with, and also the caregiving that you're giving your mom as well in the process of everything. So we definitely send our prayers and send our strength that God continues is you as a caregiver to give you strength and your mom as well and your family. Anything else you want to share
Yes,
before we
absolutely.
leave? And then we can do a word of encouragement.
Okay. Um, just that, again, perfection is not a God mandate. That's a man mandate. Just
Mm-hmm.
focus on doing what you know to do, which is right, and the obedience part. And
Mm-hmm.
it makes it so much easier. I'm not going to say straight out easy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it makes it so much easier to be able to release yourself from that level of perfection, because that's not what God told us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole forgiveness thing, it matters. It matters. And it doesn't matter what age you are. If you told your 2-year old that you were going to do something for them and you totally did not do it, and it crossed your mind, like, I told her we were going to and we didn't do it, it came
Mm-hmm.
across your mind for a reason. Go to her and it's like, you know what,
That's
baby,
right.
mommy told you whatever, and we didn't do it, so I
Mm-hmm.
apologize. We didn't do it today, but maybe we'll be able to do it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Just little things like that, because you're instilling in that little one, hey, we may fall short of our words sometimes, but the difference is when we come and reflect on that and let the other person know, hey, I know, like, that what I said, it didn't come to pass like we said it would. And
Mm-hmm.
it makes it so much better, because it makes it easier for you to be able to have a level of trust in someone, not expect them to be perfect every time, but it does help you to be open to a level of trust with them, because not every time someone's word is going to be their bond. But
That's
when
right.
your word is
That's
not
right.
your bond, your apology and your acknowledging that I fell short of what I gave you as my word, it makes a whole difference. So it
Mm-hmm.
matters.
Yes.
Hmm.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So leave us with a word of encouragement.
Oh, wow. So my word of encouragement, forgiveness is necessary. So be
Mm,
open and willing to extend that gift, the healing gift of forgiveness, both to yourself and
mm-hmm.
others,
I love it.
because you both deserve it. And if you do not, it will, from that point on, steal from your life for the rest of your life until you get it right.
Mm. Amen and amen. Well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing. This is also a phenomenal connection. So I'm grateful for what you are doing. And I enjoyed hearing about the process in order for you to write your books as well. And we were definitely going to stay connected. You guys, make sure you stay connected to Miss McNair. And anything else you want to share before we leave?
That's going to be it. And it was great being here. And again, congratulations to you on your awards, because you're doing it.
Thank you. Thank you. To God be the glory. To God be the glory.
Yes.
Well, awesome. We will definitely stay connected. And thank you for coming on the show. We're going to turn it over to our sponsors, and then I'll talk with you after that. But thank you for coming and being my guest today. I am Dolores Williams with Divine Connections. Make sure you stay connected to the number one Divine Connector, which is Jesus Christ. All right, everyone, hold tight, and we will be back soon.
Hey everybody, there is still time to grab your copy of Surviving Tough Times. I need your thoughts. Together my thoughts and your thoughts become our thoughts, so we can march towards a oneness that allows everyone to be understood. That's the plan, ensuring that our children's children's children will live hand in hand. So grab your copy today at Amazon.com or visit us at www.misunderstooda.com. That's www.misunderstooda.com.
Hey, we've got exciting news from Divine Connections Marketing Services. Now you can create your own custom video commercial for your business or organization. It's time for you to win. Your product or service is someone's solution, so get the attention of your potential customers now. Choose from a 30 or 60-second commercial today. Just email us at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com and we can get started. Connect today and let's get started making your custom video commercial now. Divine Connections Magazine. Get major exposure for your business. Is someone looking for your service? Do you need networking? Are you a gospel artist or a ministry? Do you have a major event that you want to promote? Divine Connections Magazine has the solution for you. We can distribute to residents, businesses, churches, and online. Don't miss this opportunity to expand your marketing locally and around the world. Find out more about us at divineconnectionsmagazine.com. Get your spot in the next issue of Divine Connections Magazine by emailing us for details at divineconnectionsmagazine@gmail.com.
Make sure to like us on Facebook at Divine Connections Marketing. Follow us on Instagram at Divine Connections.